Welcome to Study Loop.
In this problem, we are given a function, and that function represents salary growth over time. The form of the function is an exponential growth model. And that general form looks like a times 1 plus r to the x power, where a is what we call the initial value, your starting value. R is rate of growth, and x is time. So let's look at our model. If we want to identify the initial value, we can just pull it out of its place, or we can remember that initial value always happens at time 0. So that if we plug in 0 for our exponent time, anything to the 0 power we know just equals 1. So this is times 1, and we get that $32,661. Okay. If we want the growth rate, the growth rate is R. And if we look at that general model, that's what's inside parentheses being added to 1. So for this problem, R is 0.024, which is 2.4%. If we want to use the model to predict a salary after a certain time period, particularly in 2022, T0 is the year 2000. So in 2022, T would be 22. We would then plug that into our model. Raising it now, not to the T power, but to the 22nd power. Remember order of operations. We're going to add 1 first. We're going to go to our calculators and put in 1.024, raise that to the 22nd power, and then multiply by 32,661. When you do that, you should get approximately $55,033.68. Going back to our original function, if we think about what these different values represent, right? Our initial value of $32,661 is our starting salary. Each year, the raise on that salary is 2.4%. So after 22 years, we can see in the model, the problem we just did, we're going to be making $55,033. Now, what if we want to predict how long it's going to take until we reach a certain salary? So, how long means we're solving for T. to reach $74,900. We're just going to set our function equal to that desired salary. And we're going to solve for t. So step 1, I'm going to divide both sides by 32,661. And I would advise you to really pull out your decimal places as much as possible. Makes your answer much more accurate. Now, when I need to solve for an exponent, remember, that's where I'm going to take the log or the ln of both sides, because there is no algebraic way to get a variable exponent down, which is why we have logarithms. Now, once I've brought logarithms into the problem, the properties of logarithms apply, which means if I have a power to a power, that implies multiplication. I'm going to drop my t down in front. I'm now going to solve for t. I'm going to divide both sides by ln of 1.024. That's going to give me a time approximately 35. Time is years. So in the year 2035, the salary will be $74,900.